What is pay per click? Why is it important to have it as a marketing strategy? And how can I make sure it's being run correctly? Hey guys, Jamal Galadar here helping law firms and attorneys with online marketing and SEO. So today we're just going to talk briefly about pay per click. I just wanted to review what it is, how to make sure you're having a successful campaign. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm not going to dive too deep today. I'll have many more videos on that, but I just wanted to give attorneys a brief overview about it because I want to make sure if you're going to have a third party do pay per click for you, you're going to try it yourself. I just want to limit the mistakes you make when doing pay per click, as well as keeping whoever's doing the pay per click advertising for you honest and making sure you really understand where your money is going. Okay, so this is just a very simple search I did. Family law attorney, Hernando County, Florida, right? It's very simple search, but I just did this search so you can kind of see the Google ads that pop up. So you can see these Google ads here. This is a pay-per-click ad, right? So with this particular pay-per-click ad, someone clicks on it. So it's also known as pay-per-click, PPC, Google AdWords. These are some words that you may have heard before, or someone trying to tell you about pay-per-click. So if I click this ad, which I'm not going to, it would charge that attorney or that law firm or that company money because I clicked on that ad. So as a law firm or as an attorney, it's important you really understand how pay per click works to make sure you're not wasting your money. I've seen it time and time again where firms are wasting their money with pay per click just because they just don't understand it. They just want to try it out and they really make a lot of mistakes. Then they burn through their money and they feel like it didn't work. Well, if you don't really understand pay per click, that is what's going to happen. It is great marketing tool for your law firm. It just has to be done correctly. So again, this is just a very simple search I did. Okay. Now I just want to review what's showing currently right now, right? So you have family law attorney, Franco Family Law, francofamilylaw.com, right? Very specific, all into family law. This is their title tag. This is the meta description. Now, if I click that ad, they would be charged. But what I would hope is it goes to what we call a landing page. And I'll get into landing pages here. So a landing page, and I'll have a whole different video on landing pages just in general. So you kind of know what a landing page is, why it's so important, but I'll briefly go over it. So you can create your own landing page, or your provider should offer that to you as well. A landing page is used specifically to convert more of those potential clicks into calls, or at least convert them into buying or signing with your law firm. Now, if I click that ad, it should either go one to a specific page on that firm's website or a landing page. A landing page should be very similar to your website and it match your brand overall, but it's used as a conversion tool. So there should be, a lot of areas where it's getting you to try to contact the firm, but also it matches those keywords that they're searching for because as a consumer, they're looking for information on finding that attorney in family law, for example, or let's say it's for high asset divorces, right? Now, that's basically a real brief description of a landing page. It's just making sure when people click on that link, it goes to that page and that's specific to that search and specific to converting your clients. So it has a lot of contacts, emails, numbers, and it's done very well. And I'll again in another video show you that. But if you're paying someone to do your pay-per-click for you, they should provide the landing pages if they're doing your pay-per-click campaign correctly. Or if you're doing it in-house, make sure that you're doing that and then getting your own landing page. Now, I just want to go over some tips, some things to look out for when doing pay-per-click. So we did this search here, and you can see right here. This is a huge thing that sticks out to me. Florida Bar Certified Criminal Defense Attorney. Why is this attorney currently right now showing up for criminal defense? They shouldn't be because I just typed in family law, right? So this is a campaign that's being run incorrectly. Their title tag has criminal defense. So if someone clicks on that, one, it's not attractive because they're looking for family law. Two, they shouldn't even be showing up for that search. And three, if someone clicks on it, they're wasting their money because someone just clicked on that, they went there, and they're not looking for a criminal defense attorney. So this firm is wasting their money. Um, and I don't know if they're doing it themselves or someone's doing it for them. So how can you make sure that doesn't happen? Well, you want to do what we call negative keywords or negative match, right? So an exact match. So let's just talk about negative keywords and negative match. So for example, you don't want any of your pay-per-click advertising if you're going family law attorney to show up for this search. You want to show up for that search, excuse me, but this criminal attorney doesn't want to show up for this search. So the criminal attorney want to have negative keywords. So family law might be a negative keyword that they want to add in there, right? Or for example, if you're going for high asset divorces, you don't want cheap, right? You don't want to show up for a cheap family law attorney. So you want to put those negative keywords in. So what you're telling Google is, I do not want to show up for these specific searches. What that means is you're going to get better quality cases because you're not showing up for those cheap searches, right? So that's a brief overview of negative keywords, and an exact match and long tail searches is what as a law firm you want more of, right? You're going to have less volume with long tail searches. Long tail searches are more questions and more specific questions that you know that the consumer is asking, and you get questions all the time. You'd want to bid on those long tail keywords. For example, um, I'm getting a divorce, need the best attorney, right? That's more of a long one, but let's just say high asset divorced, need the best attorney. You bid on those key phrases and have exact match. The only time that ad would show up is for that long search. Now, what does that mean? Is you're going to get higher quality cases from exact match. So you want to have more long tail searches than broad searches. Now, broad searches will have higher volume that you're showing up for. So this is just what we call it. Now, this specific search is getting a little more like if you have exact match here, right, for family law attorney, Hernando County, Florida. If you want to make sure you show up just for that, the odds are that's probably a good quality search. But if family law attorney near me, those are more broad searches, a little bit more broad. And if you can get a exact match or more long tail searches, you're going to get higher quality. So that's what you should be looking for. Now, another tip is make sure you have the right location on when you're doing your ads. Again, you don't want to be showing up like, say, a North Carolina firm is showing up in Florida for divorce, right? That's not good. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that when I was in Minnesota. I would see other firms showing up for personal injury, and the only way I would want them to like you'd want that to show up is if you're doing like nationwide, or you're in Florida but you have a law office in Minnesota, for example, and you want to show up for that search. Now, you want to make sure it's very location specific, right? So let's say you're a law firm and you're targeting divorces, but and you're, let's say you're in Pasco County, or Hernando County or Citrus County, and you don't want to travel to Hillsborough County. Well, you don't want your ads showing up in Hillsborough County. So here's just an example. Now, this is Google Keyword Planner. It's awesome for when you want to start a campaign by yourself, and I'll have another video on that. Um, but you have to know a lot to run a pay-per-click campaign successfully as a law firm and as an attorney. Now, when I say a lot, you just have to take the time to really dig in and learn about keywords and Google Ads. Now, you can just do some of the basic tips I'm telling you and have a somewhat successful campaign. Um, but you're not going to get the best bang for your buck and the quality, the higher quality cases that you want. You may be spending your money unwisely. That's why I put this together, to give you kind of an overview, as well as just give you kind of an idea how to set some of these parameters yourself. So with Google Keyword Planner, you can see I have Pasco County, Florida. Now you can just Google this, Google Keyword Planner, sign in, have a Google account and get signed up with Google Keyword Planner. Now that you're gonna have to actually have ads, what I would suggest as a law firm, don't just jump in right away and just throw in ads, right? So get the Google Keyword Planner, have ads, but pause your campaign, or just bid on your name, right? And then pause your campaign. So you pause your campaign, and I'll show you this in another video, but you'd pause your campaign, right? And this way you can use Keyword Planner, but not actually have your ads running and making a lot of mistakes. This way you can get familiar with this tool, really get to understand a campaign before running a pay-per-click advertising campaign. Now, also, I wanted to help keep, let's say if you're going with a third provider, keep them honest too. And this way you have more ammo, you understand a lot more of what to expect from pay-per-click. Now, I'll go into a whole nother video with Keyword Planner and continue to add videos so you can continue to educate yourself on pay-per-click. But you have Pasco County. Let's say I also wanted to target Hernando County, right? So then I put in Hernando County, Florida. Right there, it pops up. You can see like kind of the reach and the target. So I add that. Right now you can see it's added, right? What I see too often is that attorneys don't set those specifications of the geo targeting, making sure this their exact zip codes that they want or the county that they want to be in. They're just throwing out ads for family law attorney, and then again they're wasting their money if someone in Jacksonville is clicking on their link, but they have no intentions. They didn't realize that your firm is not in Jacksonville. Your firm is actually in Hernando County, or you're in Spring Hill, right? So that's how, again, you can make mistakes. This is all about trying to get you better educated so you can make those decisions, and keep your provider honest as well, to see how they're spending your ad budget. So you can see here where it's being targeted. It shows the geographical area of where your listing is going to show up. And you can set those parameters when doing your pay-per-click advertising. Now we can dive in deeper into this, but you should do really keyword planning, figure out where the search volume is, as well as making sure you're using exact match, negative keywords to make sure you're having a successful campaign. Uh, it really does suck when I see attorneys just wasting their money and their business, um, revenue by just doing bad campaigns. Now you may get a case or two by running these campaigns, but in the end, you could do a much better job by taking some of these key tips and using them when running an ad campaign. Um, to be successful with pay-per-click, and just kind of knowing, right? So you have your title tags, you have, for example, family law showing up here, but you could be specific by Hernando County, making sure it's an exact match to this search is what you want to show up for. So if you're in Hernando County, or at least you're bidding on that word, it's going to be one, easier to rank better for it, get higher value for your money, or better bang for your buck. So that's just a brief overview of pay-per-click. You'll actually see sometimes when they have it attached to your Google My Business page. Let me see if I can find one for you so you can see that as well. That's another tip, another trick you can do is actually add it to your Google My Business page. I did see one here before. Let's just go here. It might show some ads. Yeah, right here. So you can see these two firms have pay-per-click ads as well on their Google My Business page. Um, so I do hope that was helpful. Again, this is just some brief tips. I'll make more videos where I go more in depth on the landing pages you should have, what they should look like, what is a successful landing page. And I'm doing all of this just because I want to make sure you're not wasting your money when doing pay-per-click. And if you are going with another provider, you want to make sure you have at least some understanding of pay-per-click so they're not ripping you off and you're not getting your money wasted. Now, national average, I believe it's around 7%. You want to get someone who's doing your AdWords, or you, if you're doing your AdWords, try to get a 15 to 20% conversion rate if you can. And if you're doing it correctly, you should be able to hit those kind of numbers. Um, Overall. And with Google Ads, if no one's clicking on your ads, you're not wasting your money anyways. So you can allot a budget to it. I would ask your provider, or when you do your Google keywords, you can actually come up with a rough estimate of budget and what to expect from your keyword planner and stuff. And I'll dive into that in another video. But again, this is just a brief overview of pay-per-click. What it means for your business. You definitely should add it to your marketing strategy. Um, because your competitors are doing it. So it should be part of your strategy. I always say it it's it's like turning on the faucet right away. You're starting getting clients if done properly. But it is, you want it more organic. I'm always more for organic growth for your firm. But if you have a good website, you're blogging all the time, you're hitting the ecosystem of online marketing, and I can dive into that more, but you're hitting all the buckets in online marketing. Pay-per-click is something definitely you should use for your law firm. Don't shy away from it. If you've had a bad experience before, make sure you're asking these questions if your provider is doing this kind of stuff. And they also should show you what they're doing. It should be very transparent. If they're not, I would go with someone else, or just really take the time to understand pay-per-click so you can do it yourself. I Unless you're willing to spend a lot of time researching and figuring it out, I would advise going to somebody who just does that in general. For that's all they do and they do it really well. I would find someone who does that. However, if you can take the time to really understand pay-per-click, go ahead and do it yourself. Again, I'm going to put out a lot more videos to help. And if you can do it yourself, of course you're saving a lot of money. It does take time, and as an attorney, I know time is very valuable to you and to anybody for that matter. So I hope that was helpful. I look forward to making more videos for you guys, and please subscribe. Visit my website, jamalgaladari.com, for more information. And if you want me to dig in deeper with you, feel free to just give me a call. I'm an open book, so just give me a call and I will help you out. All right. Well,